Hey guys, Hannah here and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to do a quick little book recommendations and book reviews. So, first off, starting with my favourite series, the Embassy Row series by Ellie Carter. This is the first book in the series called Awful Down, and I'm just going to read the little blurb on the back for you guys. Grace Blakely is absolutely certain of three things. She is not crazy. Her mother was murdered. Someday she is going to find the killer and make them pay. The thing is, nobody else believes her, and there's no one she can trust. Not her grandfather, a powerful ambassador, not her new friends who all live on Embassy Row, not Alexei, the Russian boy next door, who is keeping his eye on Grace for reasons she neither likes nor understands. Grace's past has come back to haunt her, and if she doesn't stop it, Grace isn't the only one who will get hurt, because on Embassy Row, the countries of the world stand like dominoes, and one wrong move can make them all fall down. So, I actually love this series. I've reread it so many times, and this author is also a New York Times best-selling author, and she wrote The Gallagher Girls and The High Society, which are two series which are a lot longer than these, because this series only has 3 books in it, and they all have about 8 to 12. But I really like the covers. And Grace is a 16-year-old girl, and the first time I read it I was 15, 14, so I found it really relatable. And then the second book in the series is See How They Run, and the last book is Take the Key and Lock Her Up, which is when she's in her last year of high school. So I've really enjoyed those books and definitely recommend them. The next series I'm going to recommend is also about a teenager girl. It's called The Summer Series, and it's written by Jenny Han, and the first book is The Summer I Turned Pretty. Now this is also the author of To All the Boys I Loved Before, and I've read them a few times, but the first time I read them was a couple years ago after I read the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series, so I haven't read them as much, but I find them a really easy read and they're really addictive. And as well, because she is a teenager, when I first read them I found them really relatable, and I still find them quite relatable. And so I'm just going to read the little blurb on the back of the first book. Every year Isabel spends a perfect summer at her family friend's house. There's the swimming pool at night, the private stretch to the beach, and the 2 boys. Conrad, unavailable, aloft, she's been in love with forever. Jeremiah, friendly, relaxed, the only one who's ever really paid her any attention. But this year something is different. They seem to have noticed her for the first time. It's going to be an amazing summer, and one she'll never forget. So I really like that. And then the next one is It's Not Summer Without You, which is the following summer. And the last book is We'll Always Have Summer. So that's those series. And because they're quite short as well, it's easy to get through them. And then The Alchemist, which is a classic. Quite a few people will know this. And I got the 25th anniversary edition. I read this over the summer holidays. And it's by Paulo Coelho, who's Brazilian, I think. And the little quote, it's just got a quote on the back, which says, "To realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation." So I think it's quite a nice, easy read. I found it really easy and relaxing to read. It's got a nice little story which gave me warm fuzzies. It's also got some cute little pictures in here as the story goes along. And yeah, that's my review about that one. And then this is my favourite true story book, which is In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park, and it's about a girl who escaped from North Korea when she was 13, and then she escaped with her older sister and her mum, and then they got separated for a bit when they escaped, and then she went over to the US, and then she went back to South Korea and got reunited with her mum and her older sister. And it's definitely not the nicest story to read. It does get a bit dark, and some of the things are a bit shocking, and I definitely cried a few times in this book, but I think it's just an inspiring story to hear, and to think that things like this actually happen in the world is a bit crazy. And then, so I got this book because I just love the cover. I do get quite a few books because I like the cover. And it's called The Dangerous Art of Blending In by Angelo Sumiles. I actually haven't read any of his other books, so I don't know what they're like. But I really liked this one. It's about a 17-year-old boy called Evan who gets abused by his mum, and his dad never says anything about it and just keeps quiet and acts like it doesn't happen. And he loves his family and doesn't understand why they treat him like this because he's the only son. And then when he goes to summer camp one year, he has his first kiss with a boy, and it's kind of about his coming out story and him realizing that he's worth more and wanting to actually fight for himself. So that's pretty cool, and I just found it really inspiring. And then this is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, which is a classic. This is the book I'm reading at the moment. I'm 3 chapters in, and I'm just finding it a bit of a hard read at the moment because of like the language they use, I guess, and it's, I don't know, but I'm hoping that when I go further along it'll get easier to read, and I've heard lots of good things about it, so hopefully I get into that one a bit more. And then the next book I'm planning on reading is Breathless, which is written by Jennifer Nevin, who also wrote All the Right Places, and she's also a New York Times best-selling author. And it says on the back here, Claudine Henry was supposed to be spending the summer before college hanging out with her best friend, going on the road trip of a lifetime, and maybe hooking up with smouldering-eyed Wyatt Jones. Instead, after her father drops the bombshell that he's leaving them, she's exiled to a remote Georgia island with her heartbroken mother, no phone service, and no chance of romance, until she meets Jeremiah, free-spirited, mysterious, and beautiful. Their chemistry is immediate and irresistible. They both know what they have now can only last the summer, but maybe one summer is enough. So that's kind of spicy. Looking forward to reading that one. And it's quite long though. It's like 400 pages. But I think by the sounds of even like just reading the back, it'll be a good read. So I'll review this one after I've finished reading it, and I'll give Wuthering Heights a proper review after I've finished reading that as well. So that's all the books that I'm reviewing and recommending for today. I hope you enjoyed that little video, and watch out for my next video. Thanks guys.